Welcome or welcome back again. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is a small update about the electric bike project. The project is not dead, I'm just very slow. I've mostly been doing design work and very little actual fabricating stuff the past months. I have redesigned the motor mount again. It now only needs 2 identical plates and 9 cuts of tubing that is used as a spacer instead of 3 different plates with some tubing. While making this video, the idea came to me that this could be reduced down to 2 plates and only 3 tubes. That is something for when my welding skills are a lot better. I probably had a brain fart when I placed the order for the plates to be made, because I had the plates be made out of aluminium, which cannot be welded to the steel tubing I'm using as spacers in between the mounting plates to make sure that I can torque the bolts down without bending the mounting points on the frame even further than they're already bent. Also, the tolerances for the holes were too tight, which meant that some bolts would not fit through. While testing the mounting plates, I also noticed that the mounting points on the frame are not exactly the same on the left and the right side. The difference are somewhere between 1 to 2 millimeters, and this causes the mounting plates to be much tighter on the right side of the frame than on the left side. Because of this, the tolerances on the mounting plates design needs to be loosened by 1 or 2 millimeters. After putting the motor in the frame and taking it out again for the 10th time, the motor is now in the correct position, and now the motor sprocket and the rear sprocket line up close enough. I checked the chain alignment using a small tool I bought that you can mount on the rear sprocket, and then you can use the rod that is attached to the mounting block to see if the chain is in line with the sprocket. Well, this is the wiring loom for the speed controller. Only has 3 connectors at the moment, one for the throttle, which is a 3-pin connector, then a 2-pin connector for the kill switch that I want to put on there, and then a 6-pin connector for the positioning sensor and the temperature sensor that's on the motor. This is absolutely not going to be the final wiring loom, for instance, because of these wires. These are only 0.5 millimeter thick or 24 gauge, and the ones that I used are 1 millimeter thick. Honestly, I would trust these a lot more to be able to take up any strain on them. Also, we got these little GST connectors in between, and also these are open to the environment, so water can easily get in and then short out, something you really do not want. One other problem right now with the wiring loom, and that has to do with with this connector that I want to use for the kill switch, because apparently you need to have a pull down wire or wire to ground, because I expected the input, I expected it to have a pull down resistor built in, but it does not have that, and you can see it here right now, it's fine. If you take out the plug, or in this case the wire, and now we have a lot of noise, and that's not what you want. Thinking of fixing this by splicing off the ground wires somewhere here, and then connect it here to the signal wire using a 10 kilo ohm resistor in line. That way I can just use a very simple kill switch that only needs 2 wires, just simple on-off switch, and that should be fine. The resistor is soldered in place, and there we go. This is the signal wire, the black one is the ground wire. This is a 10 kilo ohm resistor, as you can see here on the channel 2. It's now pretty much 0. Still has a little bit of noise, but that's okay. And if you connect these together, it should go to 100%. Yep, that's working fine now. And there's some noise on channel 1 because the throttle is not connected. It's ready to put some shrink tubing around that, and then it's ready to test in the frame. It's time to change the connector on the motor for the health sensor and the temperature sensor, from this type of plug, I don't know exactly which type this is, to a amp seal plug, 6-pin connector. Oh, nope. This is a 5. This is the one I need. Now with the connector made for the health sensor or positioning sensor, temp sensor on the motor, it's time to put all of this back in the frame, including the speed controller, and then see if this power supply can only do like 30 volts and 5 amps. We'll see if that's enough to get the rear wheel spinning today. Alright, everything is working except for the power supply is overheating. The power supply can only supply like 150 watts and the whole setup should be able to do like 10 kilowatts. Got the throttle there connected, everything not great, but it's doing something. So I'm not sure if you can see the power supply. Yeah, the power supply is also not going over 3 amps anymore, so either I broke it or it's just overheating. Anyway, next step now is to finish the battery design and actually build it, and then we can continue finishing up, redoing the wiring, and then yeah, actually ride it.